the heart of Romania, hidden deep within the Carpathian Mountains, there lies a place that few dare to speak of. It is a village long abandoned, a place swallowed by time and forgotten by history. But the land has not forgotten. The air still hums with an eerie presence, and the trees seem to whisper secrets of the past. Those who have ventured into this place have rarely returned unchanged, and those who do return speak of horrors that cannot be explained. This is the legend of the cursed village of Hoia Baciu, a place where the dead never sleep and the living are never welcome. The origins of the village's curse are murky, shrouded in fear and superstition. Some say it was a plague. Others claim it was an ancient ritual gone wrong. But the most chilling tale of all is the one told by the few elders who still remember. Centuries ago, on a cold autumn night, an entire population of villagers disappeared without a trace. There were no signs of struggle, no blood, no evidence of where they had gone. Their homes remained untouched, meals sat uneaten on wooden tables, beds were neatly made, and candles still flickered in their holders. It was as if time had frozen in place. Even the animals had vanished. When nearby villagers arrived days later to investigate, they were met with an eerie silence. Doors creaked open on their own, strange shadows slithered between trees, and a feeling of overwhelming dread filled the air. No one dared to stay for long. They quickly sealed off the village, calling it cursed, and forbade anyone from stepping foot within its borders ever again. But the curse did not fade. Surrounding the village is the infamous Hoia Baciu Forest, a place known for its unnatural beauty and terrifying secrets. The trees do not grow straight. They twist and bend as if recoiling from something unseen. Some lean into each other, their branches intertwining like skeletal fingers, while others grow in perfect circles, as though forming a ritualistic boundary between our world and something far more sinister. Visitors to the forest have reported a range of terrifying experiences. Some hear whispering voices, speaking in an unrecognizable language. Others feel an invisible force brushing against their skin, as if unseen hands are reaching out to touch them. The most disturbing encounters, however, come from those who claim to have seen figures lurking among the trees, shadowy beings with hollow eyes, standing completely still, watching. One man, a traveler who had unknowingly wandered too close, described feeling an overwhelming sense of despair. "It was as if something was inside my head," he later recounted. "Like a voice whispering my name, but it wasn't coming from outside. It was inside me." He fled the forest only to discover deep, claw-like scratches running down his back, though he had no recollection of being touched. The further one walks into the forest, the more distorted time seems to become. Some have claimed they lost hours, only to realize that barely minutes had passed. Others have stepped into the woods during daylight, only to emerge in total darkness, with no memory of what had occurred. And then, there are those who never return at all. Over the years, paranormal investigators have been drawn to Hoia Baciu, hoping to uncover the truth behind its dark reputation. In 2013, a team of researchers set up camp in the village, determined to spend an entire night documenting their findings. They brought cameras, motion sensors, and EVP recorders, hoping to capture any paranormal activity. At first, all was quiet. The team recorded ambient noises, shifting trees, and the occasional gust of wind. But as midnight approached, the atmosphere changed. Their equipment began to malfunction. Batteries drained within seconds, and strange static filled their audio recordings. Then, at exactly 3 a.m., one of their motion sensors triggered. A dark figure, barely visible, appeared on their thermal camera, standing motionless near the edge of the trees. Moments later, their EVP recorder picked up something chilling. A voice, low and guttural, whispered two words: "Leave now." One of the team members suddenly felt an unbearable pressure on his chest. He gasped for air, his body convulsing as if something unseen was crushing him. The others rushed to help, but an overwhelming sense of dread filled them all. It was as if something was watching them, surrounding them. In a panic, they grabbed their equipment and fled, leaving much of it behind. The next morning, the investigator who had collapsed woke up, covered in deep, bloody scratches that stretched across his back and arms. He had no memory of how they got there. The team never returned to the village, and to this day, their recordings remain some of the most chilling evidence of Hoia Baciu's dark presence. To this day, the village remains abandoned, a place of silence and fear. The Romanian government has placed warning signs near the area, urging people to stay away. But curiosity often overcomes caution, and those who enter the village rarely return the same. Some claim to experience terrifying nightmares for weeks after leaving. Others hear whispers in their own homes, as if something had followed them back. One woman, a journalist who visited the site for a documentary, later reported seeing shadowy figures in her apartment at night. "I would wake up and see them standing in the corner," she said, "not moving, just watching." She later suffered a mental breakdown and refused to speak of her experience ever again. Those who have dared to test the legend all agree on one thing. Hoia Baciu is not an ordinary place. It is a place where reality twists, where time bends, and where something beyond human understanding lurks in the darkness. Some places are abandoned for a reason. Some doors should never be opened. And if you ever find yourself near the cursed village of Hoya Baciu, remember one thing. Whatever you do, don't look back.